to HASSDISCUSSES. I'm the host, Michael Hassman, of this excellent podcast. This podcast, we do interviews with musicians, filmmakers, anybody online that piques my interest, and we'll see where my curiosity takes me on some Lex Friedman shit. And we got Mr. Fix Your Mind to Die. I was a big fan of his hardware funk episodes, and in particular the dark trap one intrigued me the most. But I was really infatuated with his interest in showing how they made it back then in this Boss DR660 drum machines. I was very interested, and I specifically found his account on Reddit, and also after listening to Shawty Pimp and MC Spade and Mac DLE's production. Now, I wanna straight up ask you off the jump, how did you come to start that hardware funk series on YouTube?
So I was like, I mean, I always made the music pretty much, but like, do you know Produced by Douglas?
Now,
He's done, fuck, he does some beats for Zach Rabbit, a few other people, but like, he had
Zach
some videos.
Rabbit, yes.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll say something about him maybe a little bit later. He said some shit about me on a track like a week ago, and I don't know if I'm gonna clap back or not because we'll see.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so basically, Produced by Douglas had a couple videos up of him making beats, and I saw he had all the old shit, like all the old school shit, and then Odyssey from the Inner Depths posted. He did some Instagram lives, and he was using the Boss machines, and I was kind of getting into that stuff too. I had some Alesis and some old samplers and shit, and I was just I was posted up with a busted leg, like I fell off my fucking bike, and I had nothing better to do, so I just started making beat videos, and then people kind of seem to like the tutorial stuff the most, which I don't really like doing it. So like that's why they're so fucking long in between videos. Is because I just have to like psych myself up for it. But at
Yeah.
first, I was just originally like setting up a camera and making a beat. But like I do want to help people, but it takes me some effort to get motivated.
Yeah, it's tedious probably, but it really shows like I bet like Lil Grim will probably has watched it, or some old head probably sees it and was like, yeah, that's how we did it. I bet.
Oh yeah.
I bet. And I hope I don't know if they've already some old head has already reached out to you, but I hope that one of them will reach out and like talk about it and shit. Maybe if it gets that big, you could do an episode with like fucking Shorty Pimp or some shit. You know what I mean?
That would be sick.
Yeah.
I did reach out to a couple old heads because like I had this idea to like make the fucking series more like more varied and just do some like do like visuals with all this old video mixing shit I had. But one of my other ideas was I was gonna go to Memphis with the fucking DR660 and do like a fact mag, like you know the 5 minute beat challenge or whatever,
Yeah.
and just hook up with some of the old dudes and be like, hey, will you make a beat on camera like with the fucking with just the 660? And like it never worked, like it never happened. But I did get some interest. I think from DJ Pinky was the only person who hit me back, which would have been sick. But I just
yeah.
couldn't make it work. I had to work, so.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, DJ Zerk, I know he has a studio in Memphis, and I know that people like hella show up. Like my boy Legendary Mooney, who I rap on, he lives in Memphis. I don't know if he's from Memphis, but he sends me beats and shit, and he always like he fucks with DJ Zerk. He knows him, and he works. He doesn't work in his studio, but he's always in his studio making shit. So like, if you ever want to reach out to DJ Zerk, I bet you could just book a session. But I don't know, that's like a bit doing too much. But it's cool to see like a lot of them still are working. Like even with the new artists, it's just cool to see and shit. But going to the Zach Rabbit thing, like, do you want to? Like, if you want to, we can talk about it.
It was just kind of like what the fuck. Like he just put out this track last week, and one of my buddies sent it to me and was like, what the fuck? And then I heard it and was like, yeah, like I had to think about it for a day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that was a diss, but like, yeah, I don't know. I've been on a track with him too, so I think he was just hard up for some lyrics that rhymed or some shit. But yeah,
What he
no,
say?
he just said he would well what really honestly like I got off kind of easy. He talked some shit on the inner depths and like I fuck with those guys heavy, so like I was just like, why man, like what are you doing? I don't know what's going on between them, but like one of my friends was like, maybe you just caught a stray, basically. Maybe like they knew that I was on the same label. I put out a tape on a label that some of the Inner Depths guys put out a tape on also.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It was just silly and just thinking of Douglas reminded me of that shit. But
yeah. I interviewed him, but I'm not like tight with him. But I think he just has a good work ethic. So maybe it was just like him saying some shit like really quickly. But I don't know. Like he doesn't seem like a petty dude to me. But who knows? You know what I mean? Like maybe he just felt
well, it
like
was
fucking.
basically like I think he basically called me like what we were talking about earlier, like a cosplay type of thing, which is like like anybody who's heard the shit that I rap about, I feel like can tell that it's horrorcore, like it's way over the top. Like obviously, I'm not like murdering people and turning them into suits and shit. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if like very many of the old head dudes were doing that either. So it was just kind of yeah, I don't remember the exact line, but it was something about like he
Yeah,
said like bitch you ain't about that life. I was like, yeah, of course I'm fucking not, man. Like
yeah. Like Lil Grim even said that him and his friends bought the drum kit and like started making creepy shit.
yeah, they
And
had like a Halloween CD with the Halloween sound effects and they loaded it onto a sampler, which is sick because I know I had those growing up, like those CDs with the fucking just like 101 Halloween sounds.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's people online speculating that it's like a sigil and it's
Oh, the
about a real
sigils, yeah.
murder and it's like he commented or some shit. He was like, no, like it was
Yeah,
just
one of the funniest things about all that is one of the tapes that people are like, "Oh, this tape is for sure haunted." Is that NOD tape? Like, do you know that one with it's like Tommy Wright produced it with like "I Ain't Scared to Die" and all that shit on there. Like
who does it?
NOD,
No, I haven't heard of it.
we'll say it's Friends of Destruction. Um,
Obviously, I
but
know
like
Tommy Wright, but I don't. I talk Tommy Wright, but yeah.
yeah, they have a second album and it's like funny shit. Like it's some really funny shit. Like it's really like upbeat kind of and it's just kind of funny to me. It doesn't fit that narrative, so people just have chosen to ignore NOD's second album, which is way fucking cooler
Yeah.
than that tape. I don't know. I like it more anyways, but
But not everyone's SIBO who fucking has been arrested like almost a
no.
hundred times and like has literally killed people like and gone to jail like for like a bunch of shit. Like you know what I
Right.
mean? Like not everyone is like fucking like he has a right to call his album Gas Chamber or Tales from the Crypt. Like
Yeah.
because he like is literally gang affiliated and from fucking South from California and shit. And the whole Tommy Wright thing, like everyone knows he's been in and out of jail, arrested a million times. Like, but it's like, I mean, even Freddie Dredd,
Oh
like,
yeah, that's maybe my biggest like modern influence. Like he's somebody I definitely listen to and I'm like, I can kind of fit my style around this template of just like stupid smart, like really simple one and done, like one verse, two hooks kind of shit. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, it's really whatever. But at the end of the day, like, Zach Rabbit's a good artist. You're a good artist. I enjoy both of yous, and I'm gonna listen to both
yeah,
of yous. You know, I'm not gonna let this. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we'll just all keep making music and shit. And
yeah, and I
like, you know
definitely
what I
mess
mean?
with his stuff too. So like his
Yeah.
metal shit that he's doing is really cool. Like he's gotten really good at guitar.
Yeah, man, like he's a good artist and he's a good producer, dude. I really like his beats and the shit he does with Dead Hippie. Fucking love Dead Hippie, man. Dead Hippie's on some shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now let's talk about like the dark trap shit. It's like who is your favorite dark trap artists, and talk about the synthesizers that you used in that. You already talked about it in the video, but you can if you want to go into like that again, that'd be cool.
I think well, I guess I don't know. Like a lot of the music I listen to, I don't even really. I kind of like I'll think of like buzzwords for the videos, but like I guess would like Rat Scanner like or like Waist Deep Click be like maybe Dark Trap.
Yeah, or
So I
SGP.
mess with yeah that stuff a lot. Fucking Bloodline Genesis. I love Bloodline Genesis. I think he did some stuff for Space Ghost Perp,
Yeah.
but yeah, like a lot of stuff like that. Lord VZA. I guess he's more of like Tread than Dark Trap, but mess with him a lot.
Local
Yeah, I don't
O's
remember.
too.
Huh?
Loco Los kind of. I know you said that like no in the DMs, but you said more Space Ghost Bird. But Loco Los definitely like has some good fucking beats that is I consider dark trap. But now he's more on the Sigilcore shit, because now everyone's fucking not everyone, but the new shit now that spawned from dark trap is Sigilcore, and that's like the new kind of it's like sped up dark trap pretty much.
Damn, that actually sounds kind of sick. I should check that out.
Next thing you know, you'll be making a hardware phone Sigilcore video. I swear to God.
Probably I kind of like I like a lot of the crazy just like genre splicing that's going on now. The one thing I don't really mess with is Hexed. Like Hexed is just kind of
What is it?
just bad. It's like sped up trap, but it's not really dark and it's like bit crushed into oblivion, and like some of it's cool, but yeah,
It's a hyper
it's
pop.
it's like yeah, it's hyper pop adjacent, I would say.
Hyper
I
pop
do like a
adjacent.
lot of that stuff. Like Sophie's that one album is real fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten the hard hyper pop thing, but I respect. Like, I just always like to see like some new shit happen. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
for
drill
sure.
music. Like, I hate drill music. Like, I will never make it. It's just so like the Ice Spice shit. Like anyone from New York, they'll fucking like labels will find some random fucking person from New York, and they'll be like, let's get you on a drill beat and we'll make you popular. And then now you got Ice Spice and CJ, and it's all bullshit. Like I don't like it's a cool, but the drum patterns are just like it's so there's nothing to build from drill music. Like I like the way they do samples, but it's I can't stand drill music. I don't. What do you think of drill music?
Um, I've only like kind of been peripherally aware of it, but like yeah, it's kind of like it that and then the other shit that are do like the New York thing right now, like the beatless kind of shit. It's just kind of like hard fucking street rhymes over like samples, but with no drums. And it's like you took the drums away. I don't know. It's kind of like Bob Dylan. It's like I like it's more about the like I don't listen to music for poetry. I listen to music for fucking music, and like it feels like the when things are lyric dominant, like the whatever that is the most important part. I kind of tune out. Like I'm more about the music, and like that's why I don't really even think about my own lyrics and shit. Really, because
Yeah.
it's this the least important part of the music. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about drill though. It's just it seems like yeah, like what you said that there's nothing to really build on with the music and the lyrics. Like that's what it's all about. So I'm kind of not there for it.
Yeah,
But
and the production is not really that like good.
no.
Like it's really as simple as that.
It's confusing because usually good shit comes out of Chicago, like fucking house and like footwork. Like I love all that shit.
Chicago drill is good because like it's kind of just dark piano fucking trap. But like Chicago drill, like with Chief Keef and that prime was fire. But the New York drill is buns. Like I hate that shit. Like it's just it's like the fucking like Pop Smoke and Fabio Foreign and Sleepy Hollow. That's where I draw the line. That's where I don't care anymore. After them, I'm done. You know what I mean? But
I gotcha.
yeah, I know, but I do know what you mean. Like Chicago, man, like they've always fucking even just in general the Midwest, like fucking Detroit. Detroit has caused so much like has led to so many fucking good artists, like even
Oh yeah, and
ICP and
just
shit.
yeah, fucking like yeah, ICP is pretty much like to me the craziest story in like music history. I can't think of anything more bizarre than that. I like 50 years from now people are going to be like what the fuck? But like yeah,
Yeah, there's
I'm
Juggalos
proud to
Anonymous, bro. Like
I'm
literally,
definitely
like
proud to represent Michigan for sure. Like we got some cool shit going on here.
oh yeah, you're from Michigan. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, not Detroit, but like my all my homies live in Detroit and like it's yeah, I love Detroit, but like yeah, like ICP Isham was one of my
Esham.
like since like seventh grade. Like I don't even remember how I got a hold of a Nodus tape, but like yeah, he's been one of my biggest influences my whole life.
Yeah, and I love that like I love like the fucking like the community around that shit. Like I want to go to a Juggalos thing. Like I want to do that shit, and I want to witness that because I know like it's not gonna be forever. You know what I mean? Like you're right. Like in the future, people are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like on it because I don't think like I once told someone I was like, yo, I want to have a fan base like ICP. That would be fun. And he was like, you're never going to have a fan base like
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean, man? And then I was like, I was bitching, but then like, fucking the guy realized that there's like literally Juggalos Anonymous, like people like are gangsters because they're just a fan of ICP, and they're all like they say they're ninjas and shit. It's wild, bro. Like I met some fucking Juggalos.
Oh yeah, like growing up in like rural fucking Michigan, like we had juggalos. We had lots of juggalos. But like yeah, just like to abstract it to the just the basic level, it's like there were these guys who like painted themselves like clowns and raps about fucking evil Joker's cards and like rednecks over like circus music with like fucking gangster rap beats behind it. Like I don't know, I love them.
Yeah, and I love listening to their earlier shit because you can just hear the fucking Ghetto Boys influence in it. It's so
Oh,
fucking
for sure.
like even the drum patterns like just Ghetto Boys like even they said Assassins by Ghetto Boys is like one of the first like horrorcore songs, and I would agree like Ghetto Boys, man, like they're so much fun to listen to. Like I just love I can never stop listening to Ghetto Boys because they have the emotional shit and then they have the fucking tie your balls together and burn them and shit. Some bullshit. Like it's so much. Like what's your favorite like early horrorcore artists?
I mean, honestly, bro, like Ghetto Boys on the nose, like fucking Mind Playing Tricks on Me is like one of my favorite songs like of all time. Definitely from like again like seventh, eighth grade. Yeah, Ghetto Boys, probably Esham, like some of the real early Esham stuff.
Yeah.
Um, oh shit, like even some of the like well, I wouldn't call it horrorcore necessarily, but like fucking, I grew up with like early Kid Rock back when Kid Rock made rap music like some of that shit, like I'm probably gonna lose some fans saying that, but Kid Rock's rap shit was fucking some of it jams pretty hard.
Yeah. I was introduced to Kid Rock through Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I forgot he was in that.
Joe Dirt's like, nah, I'm cool, and Kid Rock's like, no, you're not.
Right. Yeah, he's
That's like, dude, who the fuck is this person?
yeah, he was like I think one of the first rap acts like signed out of Michigan, out of Detroit even, I think. He was like on Jive in like 1988 or some shit. But
Yeah, that's fire.
yeah, like other than that, let's see, like yeah, probably just Esham. I grew up listening to like Cypress Hill, a lot of stuff like that too. Fucking Gangster Nip.
Gangster who?
Gangsta Nip, he's like from the same he's like Houston too. He has some of the most he ghost wrote a lot of Bushwick Bill rhymes.
Mm.
But similar just kind of like except even more nuts. Like some of his lines are just like I wanna and I'm gonna give birth to a moose. Just like shit like that. It's just like what the fuck?
Yeah, I think I think the most like out of line like lyrics and like flows that I've like had a chance to listen to would be Manson Family.
Oh yeah.
Like the way they're like offbeat kind of rapping is, and like the fucking fast things that they're able to do, tongue twister shit. It's fucking insane.
That shit makes my heart race. Like if I'm driving, like and I'm listening to Manson Family, like that is bad. I'm gonna be going like 100 miles an hour,
yeah.
and it's happened. But yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. They're fucking intense on the mic.
Al Capone too, and I was listening to Al Capone, and I was like, "Is this Xavier Wolf?" Like
Damn, yeah.
it literally sounds like Ethel Wolf, like the old Al Capone mixtapes. And I'm like the high pitched kind of like, and I was like, "Damn, what the fuck? Like this is some like shit." You know what I mean? And it's just that is like a whole fucking realm, like the whole like old like Memphis shit. Cause like I feel like people just listen to like people that like make funk music that like are like that just do like the house like drift shit. They like fucking listen to like a little bit of 3 6 Mafia, a couple like Tommy Wright songs, and then they just stop the line there. Cause I know this shit. Cause I made people with some people.
Oh yeah.
But if you look through that shit, you'll eventually find DJ Sound, Lil Grim. You know what I'm saying? Like MC Spade. That's where you fucking do the real good like research. Like even like fucking Lil Sco and shit. That's
Oh
where
yeah.
the good shit is. Like you know what I mean? Like
I could fucking.
yeah, exactly.
like I could go on about Memphis rap for sure. Since like probably 2009, I think is when I first heard Memphis rap, and since then I've just been like amassing a digital collection of everything. Like, do you know A World of a Psycho by Maniac?
I know who Maniac is, but I don't know about that.
That tape is fucking. I mean, it sounds more like Ghetto Boys than Memphis rap, but that has some of the most outlandish lyrics I've ever heard. And the dude just did that tape and then disappeared. And like that's one of the ones people say is haunted, but it's just some fucking country dude like
Yeah,
telling farmer jokes.
yeah. 196 Click. Are they from
Oh
New York? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're fucking. They're. Ooh, that was a big one.
I'm
Fucking.
digesting some chili, so that might happen over here too. Yeah, like I used to do a radio show in college, and it was like pretty much I just sold it to them as like I'm gonna do the weirdest shit that I can find, and it was late at night, and when I got into Memphis rap, I would just be doing clean edits of shit like 196 Click, like I remember playing Funky Town in my brain by Lil Fly like on a fucking loop, just for like stone college kids, and like people would call in like, what the fuck is this shit you're playing? That was like yeah maybe 2010 or some shit.
Damn, yo, that's. Oh man, I wish I was on listening to that radio station. That would be fucking. Cause like I fucking oh my god like I listen to the radio and it's the fucking like I'm just driving and that shit's on. Dua Lipa fucking Elton John remix and then I'm just like yo fuck off. Like I can't stand this shit. Okay, South Memphis Gangsters. That's another group. That you ever heard of them?
That's one that I think I got recently because that's like that was never like a lot of weird shit's been unearthed since that original time when I got into it.
Yeah.
So I'm still discovering shit that people are like putting out there like RAN. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to hear that tape.
Okay, have you heard of the original Doom Shop?
The original what?
Doom Shop.
Yeah, yes.
Doom
I was
Shop.
kind of like I was on the fence about that when I was like, yeah, I mean they did, borrow the name, but like then the original Doom Shop guy started saying some homophobic shit and I was like, "What? Like not
Yeah, I was
now.
like,
Don't do
what?
that now."
I didn't know that. Like I what were they saying? Cause I'm bi, so it's like what?
I don't really remember specifically, basically just calling people in like Doom Shop Records like, about just slurs, like just all caps, like boomer energy pretty much.
Hard D. That's a good artist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Fucking
old school. That's like even before there was a sound pretty much in Memphis.
yeah, because like if you listen to old Gangsta Pat, it just sounds like fucking West Coast shit. Like they did not really. They knew what they were doing, and it's good that he was on a label and like Gangsta Pat really put on, but he didn't really find his sound until like I'd say the album before Deadly Verses. I don't know what that was called, but then Deadly Verses went as fully. But like it took him like a while to do that shit, and I think that like there was hella like even West Coast horrorcore artists that I think like fucking not horrorcore, but just like the G Funk shit really influenced like what like it's no undoubtedly the G Funk shit did influence Memphis rap like this South Central Cartel definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like that shit. Sibo, as I was saying earlier, but Sibo's one of my favorite rappers. Like he's fucking like he makes the
Spice
hardest
One.
shit.
Spice One. Like probably like sampled so frequently on Memphis stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck. So like what about do you know Dre Dog?
Nah.
That's like crazy West Coast horrorcore shit. Like I think he went to prison for like cocaine or something, and then like when he got out, he changed his name to Andre Nicotina. And he said he has like an underground audience with like frat boys, I guess, which is very strange to me because his music is very odd. But yeah, like some of the meanest fucking lyrics out there on the first like New Jim Jones by Dre Dog is some crazy old school horrorcore shit.
New Jim. That's fire. Fucking. I just love that whole like West Coast shit, and I like watched that Hip Hop Evolution show, and I figured out that like early like 80s shit, they fucking got their sound from a guy named Schoolie D.
Oh hell yeah!
I listen
Smoke
to
some kill,
Schoolie.
Schoolie D.
It's insane. Like I'm listening to it, I'm like, NWA sample that. What? That flows from. Like what the fuck? Like I'm not like, mad, but it's like, damn, this fucking guy from Philly that like made one tape well, he made a million tapes, but at the time, he only had like one thing out. Fucking the whole West Coast early scene was influenced by fucking some random guy from Philly.
Right.
What?
Yeah, shit is nuts.
It's just like what? Because he didn't even like blow up like that. Like obviously he's getting his props now, but like everyone like it's just like interesting to me because I didn't know that like I'm from like Delaware, which is near Philly, and like I didn't know like Philly had that deep of a history with like rap. And now that I'm like looking at it and looking into that shit, like recently getting into like the roots and shit, I'm like damn, like Philly's always had good rappers, in which they have like Meek Mill, Core, Quilly, fucking PNB Rock, rest in peace. It's just like Philly's like a great rap city that I think will never be put in the upper echelon, but I think it should be.
Right. Yeah, I'm actually not even too familiar beyond Schoolie D, but like I know that every now and then I'll be listening to something and like it's just a lot of cool stuff comes from there too, for sure.
Lee for one.
It's oh fucking David Lynch. David Lynch made a Eraserhead there based on like his experience kind of living in like urban Philly and like I don't know. I fuck with Eraserhead for sure.
David Lynch is dope. I fuck with it. Now, let's go into your more abstract music taste. You're a fan of noise music. Talk about your favorite noise musicians or industrial techno, because I love that shit.
I would say that we did just pick a band name. We're gonna be Sidewalk Psycho, but for the past like 3 or 4 releases, we've just done Servers Click X, Mister Fix Your Mind to Die. But yeah, he's the one who's real into the noise stuff. But he's got me into like one dude I've always kind of liked is Maurizio Bianchi. Do you know him? It's like old Italian shit.
No.
I'm like way into like the early industrial before industrial was like ministry and shit like that when it was just literally people banging on like metal pipes and like overdubbing like just layers of noise. So like yeah, that stuff Ramle, Hole in the Head, I like that album a lot. The Dead Sea, do you know Dead Sea?
No.
Like New Zealand shit, like New Zealand just noisy, like sludgy, just fucking dripping with bong water kind of sounding stuff.
Yeah.
I like a lot of stuff like that. Like noise, I played in a lot of like noise rock bands, so a lot of noise rock, like Butthole Surfers, Cherubs, stuff like that. Sonic Youth. I kind of grew up playing that kind of music.
That's dope as fuck. Yeah, I'm getting into like noise and shit. Like I'm sampling it a lot. Like Captain Syphilis is my favorite, probably.
Oh, do you know
Amoresco.
Wolf Eyes?
Nah.
No, Wolf Eyes. Oh man, they're from Ann Arbor, which is like pretty close to where I am. But
Mm.
yeah, they're like old school noise. Like I think they were on Sub Pop for a while, but fucking they have like a second life now. The main I don't know if it's the main. I guess there's like two or three dudes. They run like a meme account on Instagram, and like, do you know Insane Johnny?
Nah.
Oh well, yeah, they post some funny shit on there. But yeah, Wolf Eyes are another cool one too.
I'm gonna write a fucking list of all this shit you're telling me, like later, like after the call. But like, do you like? Could you give the audience like an introduction to like your noise music or industrial music? Like, what was a good example of that for a new listener of your music that you would like to tell the audience to go listen to?
Like the more noisy stuff.
Yeah, noisy or industrial or techno shit that you think is like a good representation of your ability to make that type of music.
Oh, let's see. Like you mean of my stuff, not of other
Like
people's.
your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like the any of the shit I've done with Cerberus Click, he's another Michigan-based producer. Not sure where in Michigan. Don't know much about him, but he's my homie. We've been working together for like almost 2 years now. Any of those EPs have a lot of noisy shit. The Always Dark, Never Day, that's the instrumental tape. That one is especially noisy. On the Quad Dead Records Bandcamp, which is like my label, I've been using that name since probably 2012, I think. I put out some pretty noisy shit on there. There's a tape called I Drowned an Extraterrestrial. That's pretty much just straight up like industrial noise kind of stuff.
That's really fucking dope. I fuck with that. I wanna like fucking do a deep dive in your shit. Maybe I'll do a review because I do essays and shit.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it if you do.
Put me on noise rap later and shit, cause I'm trying to do that too. But I'm doing noise funk, like that's what I'm trying to push. Like, I don't really think anyone's kind of done that. As far as
No, like anytime that noise is combined with like other stuff like Pansonic, fucking any shit like or techno, like any of the like Regis, that type of stuff.
Love
Anytime that
Regis.
Yeah, like anytime noise has beats behind it, I'm there for it like 100%. So I can only imagine like noise funk would be the shit.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be coming out, bro. Like I got like hella shit like scheduled to release before I like do the legal shit. But fucking another artist that I think is like mainstream that has really fucking put on for like industrial techno, but is now just really mainstream and shit is Gesaffelstein.
Is who?
Gesaffelstein.
I don't know him.
So he's worked with Kanye, The Weeknd, like I think Pharrell. He's worked with damn near everyone. He's from France, and he's has a lot of industrial like albums and shit, like techno albums, and he's been doing this shit for a long time. But obviously, like he'll work with like hella big artists, and that's how I got on industrial shit because I listened to Yeezus because Yeezus by Kanye West has a lot of fucking like not samples, but like it's basically like industrial hip hop. That's what Yeezus by Kanye is, and that's why Yeezus is my favorite Kanye album. And I don't really like. I know he's like he talks a bunch of shit about this, that, and the third, but I don't care. I'm gonna listen to his music. Like X literally like tortured his girlfriend. I'm still gonna listen to X. Like he's a horrible person, but like at the end of the day, like I'm fucked up too. Like you know what I mean? Like yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
mean that's how it is.
the Kanye West stuff has been interesting for me to watch unfold, and it's been like it's been interesting watching people pick his music and like separate that because that's what I've always done with Burzum. Like Burzum's like I heard that shit in like seventh grade and it scared the shit out of me.
What do
And
you
like
do?
Burzum, like he burned down a bunch of churches and he murdered his bandmate and went to jail for 20 some years, and he's a little bit racist too. So a lot, similar persona to Kanye, I would say,
Like the Gigi
which
Allen
is kind of
shit,
funny, huh?
like Gigi Allen.
Oh yeah, again, like all this shit. I grew up as like a punk rocker, like listening to G.G. Allen, like Hated used to be my favorite movie. Like yeah, he's a terrible person, but he put some it's like kind of like ICP, like the world's a better place for having G.G. Allen's story in it.
Yeah, like fucking Burzum. I got into that shit, and like I my research into that because my favorite porn star, like he has this account, and he's like this fucking porn star named Brian Gosling, and he wore a Burzum shirt in a song, and some guy made a YouTube video called "Porn Star with Burzum Shirt," and it was this Russian guy, and he was like, "I am very intrigued to see this BDSM porn star wearing a Burzum shirt. It is very interesting," and he did like an analysis of like the shirt and all this shit about Burzum, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Like,
Yeah, that's a dangerous move. Like I imagine a lot of left leaning people are seeing his stuff, and people don't like Burzum and people have written him off a long time ago, but like Philosophem holds a very special place in my heart. It's one of my favorite metal albums, no matter who the fuck made it.
yeah, and like a lot of everyone loves You ain't gotta say too much and look in your eyes and I can tell you one fuck by 504 boys or 5 yeah and like isn't like half of the members of them like in jail or some shit, like a bunch of them like fucking like they're horrible people, like people in 504 boys, like I'm gonna look this shit up,
Oh
but
yeah.
like fucking but like a lot of them are just fucking like in jail or some shit. I forget. But like
Well, and it's
everyone
still
loves this
like
shit.
that. Like I remember like not too long ago seeing a bunch of shit about like Fat Nick and all those guys, and it's just like yeah, they sounds like they did some pretty bad shit, some pretty horrible shit.
Yeah, fucking. Oh yeah. I heard the allegations and shit. That's just crazy. Yeah, C Murder was arrested for murdering a fan. Mystical for rape and extortion of his hairdresser.
Damn.
Like these are not. At least Currency's not a fucking asshole. Like Currency's a great artist. I fuck with Currency, but
Space Ghost Perp. Since that mysterious was it just Mysterious Funk? Was that the name of it?
that was his first studio album.
Yeah, like I remember like that was pretty much sent me on my musical journey to where I am now, just hearing that record. But
Yeah,
I
genius
like
album.
Denzel Curry too, but honestly, like his new albums, I don't really like it that much. And the Kenny Beat stuff, I could take or leave that pretty much. But I like both of them. I think Denzel Curry has a lot more to say as a rapper, but obviously he doesn't really make the music, so I appreciate when people do both.
Space Cooper, he has intellectual lyrics about society, like dark shit about I don't have money, I don't have cars, all I got is the truth and a couple of bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then he has, I'm finna get your pussy wet, finna get your pussy wet, and I
Or
know
that
you
crazy
gon'
like
like
the
it. Like he just,
Miami like
yeah,
Florida finna kill the whole world. Like all the lyrics on that just made me laugh so hard. Like he's either just goofing or he's just like in a fucking real depressed zone, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I like Space Ghost Purple a lot. I can't listen to everything he's done, but
yeah.
it's all at least interesting.
He is my favorite rapper of all time. I'm just this is my this is me. Like I love his personality is very entertaining. He's a fucking asshole, but it's very entertaining, and his music is like at the same time like artistically pleasing and entertaining, but it's an acquired taste and it's also influential, but it's like it's very like it's just, he has the biggest rabbit hole of music to look through, and it's like he has so much different shit.
He
And
definitely like it transcends like whatever genre he does. Like I like some of my favorite artists are like James Ferraro and like Dean Blunt, and I put him up there with those dudes as just like he's like an outsider kind of like prankster almost.
yeah,
Kind
yeah, literally, yeah.
of
Now,
like Sam Hyde, like it's like the Sam Hyde of music.
yeah, he's the same height of me, literally, yeah, yeah. Like I used to be obsessed with Sam Hyde, but now I don't really like care. Like I used to like I interviewed like somebody who made shit with him, like videos and shit, like Big Flame, like you know what I mean.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like I knew them and shit, but I had a bunch of fans who like loved his shit, who loved his shit but hated his shit, and they like would bug me and shit, and like to get to talk to Big Flame and shit, and Big Flame like fucking like blocked me and shit because I leaked his phone number to
Oh
like
shit.
a bunch of people that did not like that like wanted to fuck with him and prank him and shit, and I was like, all right, do your thing, like I don't really fucking care, because it was just funny to me, but like I don't like Big Flame. I just heard a bunch of shit online about him, and just thought like, fuck this guy. Like he's like, he's transphobic and all this shit. So I'm gonna leak his phone number. And, like you know what I mean? Like, and I heard that he's like, I heard from like Dex God that he like got scammed by someone and screamed the N word, and I was like, fuck this
Gee.
guy. Like it's like the people that are affiliated with Sam Hyde try to say that they're not racist and that it's all like jokes and shit, but they're really just all like racist edgelords that want to get popular off of content by like being on the edge of being offensive, but they want to hide the fact that they are with comedy, and it's funny to a degree, but it eventually becomes horribly problematic.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah, and like I just don't like what it's done for like a certain online culture and shit. And it used to be like intellectual funny shit, but to a degree, it's just a bunch of bullshit. But I'm still gonna watch a Sam Hyde video every now and then because it's just funny to me. Like the shit
Yeah,
that
if
he does.
any, I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like anybody that is around him is, yeah, just around him to kind of, like, he kind of transcends all the people that he's around, because he's just a fucking alien, basically, it seems like. Like, he
Yeah,
lives for the comedy that he makes, which I can appreciate that at least.
I appreciate that, but I just think that the fans and the people that follow him are just like,
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's horrible and
A
like
lot of people are missing the point of what he does, for sure.
yeah, yeah, they really just like think it's like, oh, right wing incel shit, and it's like no, like he's just making shit that like is like some different shit, like he's like abstract comedy. I don't know how to describe it, but it's weird.
Yeah, it's like anti-comedy, but yeah, any like I don't know. I mean, I've always been into comedy. Like I fucking wrote sketch comedy for a minute. Like I love comedy, and like to me, like there's not really many people innovating in that field.
No, no,
And
never,
he's one of
not
the
for
few
a while.
people that I've seen that's like, wow, like this is something I've not experienced before.
Yeah, anti comedy is the best way to describe it. Yep. Now, I liked your hardware funk thing on DJ Sacred. Now, what's your favorite DJ Sacred beat or song?
Oh fuck, I like the Memphis House Nights EP a lot. I don't even remember the track names. I know there's one called Aiming for the Space, but yeah, that whole EP. I like his house music a lot. I like the Pillbox EP as well.
I haven't really gotten into his house stuff, but I will because of that video and shit. But mine would have to be "Execute Me Gospel" with MC Holocaust, just straight up.
That's a good one, yeah. Yeah, like whatever the Dungeon Rap, the introduction tape. When I think I found that on like Rate Your Music or some shit and was like,
Yeah,
what? Because I've been making music kind of like that for like a while, but I just didn't put it together to call it anything in particular. And I
yeah,
was like, that's fucking what I do. And sent
yeah.
like 4 or 5 songs to the label that put that tape out, and then that's how I ended up doing a tape with them.
Dominus Soul put me on to him because I interviewed Dominus Soul, and I was just like listening to like a couple like drift funk songs, and I was like, what's this dungeon rap shit you're putting out? And he was like, you don't know DJ Sacred? And I was like, what? Who's that? Like, I already knew Doom Shop and shit, but he was like, he put me onto that shit, and I went down that fucking rap. Like, shouts out Dominus Soul. I interviewed him a while ago, like early in his fucking like career and shit. Not early, but early. And but now he's like putting out fucking cassettes, like you know what I'm saying, like through I forget who, Tape House or Criminalistic, one of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tape House. Shouts out Tape House USA. Haven't bought any of their tapes, but I respect what they're putting out and shit. Like Tape House USA is like awesome, and I do plan on collecting a bunch of tapes. I just fucking obviously I'm going through some shit, but I want to, and I see you putting out fucking tapes, and I'm just like, man, fuck, I want to do that too. Like I want to collect that shit too because like I'm in the mental health program, and I got a fucking MP3 player and shit, and I'm
oh
listening
shit.
fucking like I just go, I'm like I don't want to download a bunch of songs individually, so I just go up Juicy J 9mm, like you know the serial killers, Lord Infamous, you know what I'm saying? And I just
You
listen
got
to
Soul Seek at least?
yeah, like I can
Hell
fucking
yeah. Yeah,
it's
Soulseek is the way. I don't know. Until recently, I started messing with Spotify a little, but yeah, I've just got like hard drives, just full, completely full, like MP3s and shit. So I've always like honestly, like I don't even really collect tapes. It's just kind of I saw people liked it and was like, you know what, I could if I release stuff like this, people will check it out. But yeah, I don't even really have a big tape collection. I had a bit of a record collection, but I sold it all. But yeah, no, Tape House is the shit. I love those guys. Everything they put out is fucking cool. They put a few of my tapes in their distribution back like last year or something too.
but I'm gonna talk to you about that afterwards because I want to put something out through them, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm more known for my beats than my rapping, but they'll see. They'll see in my click and shit. But yeah. So favorite SGP album? What would you say that is? Because we were just talking about it.
Probably just Mysterious Funk. Either that or fuck, what's the it's not the slime one. The slime
Blackland,
one's good though. Huh?
Blackland Radio 666 or no?
No, not that one. That one's pretty good. I honestly feel like most of that was cleaned up better for Mysterious Funk. Except the Little
BMW.
Ugly Mane track. I don't think we would have Little Ugly Mane if it wasn't for that track, the You Went From My Hood. Because I
Yeah.
feel like Space Ghost was kind of bigger than him for a minute there. But yeah, the probably the Florida finna kill the whole world. If I yeah, probably that one.
I think Money Mendoza is hella overlooked. I think it's like appreciated, but Money Mendoza. It's not my favorite, but it's fire as fuck. But mine would be fucking. Okay, this is gonna be a controversial opinion, but it's tied between fucking Blackland Radio 66, BMW, and Intoxicated.
BMW is really good too.
Yeah, the
What's
production
the
on that.
vampire? Is it Vampire Money? Any of the Vampire Money stuff is good too.
I love it, and I don't care that it's mixed like shit. Like I can give a
Yeah.
fuck. It's fucking the Vamp Money shit is hella like influential on the Playboy Cardi shit. Like fuck Playboy Cardi, you're just as bad as ASAP Rocky for stealing Space Ghost Perps Vamp shit. Like fucking if I'm gonna listen to someone on spacey dark trap beats with fucking weird synths in a high pitched voice rap about killing people and fucking killing people, I'm gonna listen to Vamp Money shit. I'm gonna listen to Winner's Mind 4 or some shit like fucking Vamp Money. Hold on, he does it the best. Like the Veneno shit. Like he's fucking like even his shit with Trip Jones before he fucking beef with him. That shit was fire.
Do you mess with Dismiss Yourself Records?
Nah, who's that?
They put out some of the like weirder hyper pop stuff, but like they have an archive of like Space Ghost Perps shit that he's like put out and deleted. Like they're doing the fucking Lord's work. Like it's a massive archive, and that's like I missed a lot of that stuff. So
What's it called?
they Dismiss Yourself. They have a YouTube, and usually on this, when they post like Space Ghost full albums, they'll put the link to the archive, and it's just like, yeah, I think it's like it's not MediaFire, it's something like that though. It's just got a bunch of zip links to all of his, like pretty much his entire discography, like anything that he's not trying to make money off of, anyways. But they did the reissue. I think they did the cassette reissue of Blackland Radio, maybe. Or maybe no, Tape House did that, but Dismiss Yourself re-released some Space Ghost stuff too.
Maybe BMW 2? I mean Blackland Radio 2?
Could be, yeah.
Because I know
They had
that
like a
has a
whole
cassette.
they had like a whole weird remix album that was it's like all sped up and it's really strange. But I don't remember what that one's called, but that was like one of their
Gladiator Season
exclusive
2?
things. Which one?
I know that Gladiator Season 2 with Loco Los and Trip Jones is like sped up as fuck.
No, let me fuck, I don't yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but I feel like it was on Dismiss Yourself.
Let me find this shit. Do they have a Bandcamp or...
Yeah, yep, dismissyourself.bandcamp.com. I'm looking through it now to see.
Fucking... They have some shit with Viper? No way.
Hell yeah, yeah, they did. I don't know if you know Cella Souls. That shit is crazy.
I produce for Viper, yo.
Really?
Yeah, now I'm on fucking Discogs, yo. I feel like a god. I feel like a fucking, like... I feel like my dick is like 5 inches bigger. Like I fucking have a song with Viper. Like, what?
Viper is, yeah, that's another, like, I just love things like that. Like Insane Clown Posse, just anything that, like, 50 years from now is gonna be, like, history, basically.
Yeah, Viper is going to be history. I don't give a fuck. Like, he is a fucking genius. Like, and I interviewed him too. Like, I got a song with him. Like, I'm rapping with him and shit. You feel me coming out and shit. Like, and I like that now he has good management. Like, Kettle and Water is a great manager, and he curates a good channel. Like, Rapper Viper Vivo is a good channel. My interview's on that channel. And Kettle and Water curates a good brand for whatever the fuck the record label is called that he does. And Kettle organizes his shit. Like, he organizes the business thing. They have the Discord thing where he gets the covers from the fans. The fans compete over who does the covers. The fans compete over what the names are for the songs. He is able to like get his fans and interact with the community of his fans, and it's a very inspirational thing the way he works with his fans and the way Kettle and Water organizes his brand. They do their vinyl reissues. He does a lot of shows recently, too, that he does.
That's cool as fuck, yeah.
And it's like, even the guy fucking Kettle runs it from the UK, and he has fucking Viper
like fucking like putting out like good like mastered versions of the songs that are classics and like the greatest hits type of shit. Like Viper is on his shit now, even though he's like underground, but I can tell he makes a living off of it just because of how well organized he is. Like it's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's good that he's got like good people representing him now too, because like yeah, with Space Ghost Perp, and then like what we were talking about earlier with like he's not, he doesn't have a label, like he doesn't have insurance or anything to help him out. Like it could be even worse than that too. Like I don't know if you probably know about Big Lurch, right?
No.
Yeah, he was like a horrorcore rapper. I don't remember from where, but like his label was like encouraging him to be more gangster, and like they hooked him up with a PCP dealer, and he ended up like literally eating his roommate. And he's in fucking prison for life. But like yeah, like it's just record labels are shady. Like if you don't have good like someone good backing you up and you're like a mentally unstable musician, that's like a nightmare.
Yeah, that's fucked. And I think like if Space Ghost Perp had a good manager, and he had somebody that like really looked out for him and tried to like curate his sound and shit, and like Space Ghost Perp, hit me up, I'll do it. I'll devote my entire life to making you like the most famous rapper ever. Like literally, I don't give a fuck. Just don't like fucking like I don't fucking know, but I feel like he can be like a genius, and I think that like if he just manages his shit, like it is good. Like, but it's not like I don't know. Like he needs an APOC crisis. You know what I mean? Like APOC works very well with artists. He manages Jupilux and Krayshawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's able to work with like hella underground people, and he's a very organized musician. And I think that some people are just good at making music. Some people are good at organizing their music. You know what I mean? And it's a whole
Oh
different
yeah,
thing.
for sure.
Like you seem like an
Like
organized motherfucker. Like you got the connections with Tape House. You know what I'm saying? You still got the. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're always doing different shit. Like I fucking admire you, man. Like now I'm even throwing you. You're a fucking cool motherfucker. Like
well,
you
I
know what I mean?
appreciate it. Yeah, like I don't know if I have it together that much. Like I'm always one step away from just erasing fucking all my shit from the internet. But like
Yeah.
I'm not, not quite as unstable as someone like Space Ghost Perp made. But throughout history, like outsider musicians need champions. Like they need somebody to kind of watch their back and make sure, people like Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys and shit. Like
Yeah.
he had terrible people like looking out, like not looking out for him, but like terrible people that managed him. And yeah, like yeah, some people just cannot do the managerial aspect
Someone
of
like
the
Lil
music
Peep.
biz. Yeah, yeah. And like I've never been able to figure out how to market my shit the right way. Like that's why I've got like all this self-release shit. Like I just know how to make the shit. I don't know how to make sense of it.
That's a good quote. That's a good quote. I'm like, yeah, because it's like you put this shit out and you expect like everyone to like suck your dick, and then it's like, nah, next, let's make a new one.
Right.
Like, yeah, and that's like when I first started and shit. I was like, oh man, first album's like gotta be like, it's
Yeah,
gotta
and
be
I don't
like
even
Blackland Radio 16. It's gotta be like nasty, yo. It's gotta get the attention of the next ASAP. Like, it's like fuck that. Like, no, just make music with your boys and like chill the
right.
fuck out. And like that's what I've been doing. And like I want to ask you though. You know, I don't know like if you know this person and shit, but Faded, is that how you pronounce it or some shit?
Faded?
Yeah, do you know that person?
I don't know him personally, but he's part of Waist Deep Click.
Yeah.
Um, no, I did a visual of one of his things just for fun and then sent it to him and he said it was cool. But no, I just mess with Waist Deep Click and all those like Jake the Trash Man,
Who's in that?
fucking 38 Key, Big Up Menace X. Yeah, I love what those guys are doing. And yeah, like Faded is part of that. And his beats are like the scariest out of all this shit, I think.
His beats are insane because I just interviewed Lil Kane, and Lil Kane was like telling me like about working with him and shit, and I was like, yeah, dude, like he's like shit with Cursed is classic, like I fucking love Cursed. Cursed is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, Faded, like he's been posting videos of him like playing drums. Like everybody in the funk scene is a fucking metal drummer, I swear. Like
Yeah.
Cerberus Click was a metal drummer, fucking
Teddy
Faded was a
Slugs
metal
used to be in
drummer.
a metal band.
Who did?
Teddy Slugs.
Oh, okay.
You know who that is?
But yeah, huh?
You know who Teddy Slugs is?
I think so.
He does he does a bunch of shit with Sempra, but he's more on the schema side because like Schema Posse had that whole like is having that revival because Schema like as you were talking about Jay Green like you what's your like take on his like are you a big fan of him and what he's done?
I would say that I'm a fan, like not really like a avid fan, like a active fan, but back when I was doing the radio show and shit, like that was some of the stuff, the first like Memphis revival stuff I remember coming into contact with and just being like, wow, this is like an ideal version of all those old tapes pretty much. Like it's clean, it's slick sounding, like the raps are spooky sounding. Um
Clean.
yeah, no, I mess with Jay Green for sure.
Clean's a good way to describe it because if you listen to Fuck Mainstream, it's a very I think I've always said this like Fuck Mainstream by Jay Green is one of the best funk tapes ever, because it's mixed very well. It has collaborations, new collaborations with old artists on it. You got Juicy J, you got Project Pat. I think there's even fucking Gangsta Boo on it. You got but you got the new artists. You got Denzel Curry. You got Young Simi. You got Xavier Wolf. You know what I mean? Like it's got the mixture of the old and new, and it's got like obviously the Radio Clan members and shit, and it has that whole like aesthetic, and it's a well mixed fucking album. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah, no, I
it's
like that. Like if I yeah, like the clean sounding shit, like he's definitely does it the best for sure. But yeah, like him and Evil Pimp, like yeah, just the first wave of revival stuff, just where they basically took that sound and made it super clean and just took away all the lo-fi hiss, which is cool. Like that's kind of why I like Bloodline Genesis, because that's kind of what his stuff reminds me of. It's just like very modern, like clean sounding production.
it's an acquired taste, but most people prefer to just put fucking fruity overdrive, blood overdrive on everything. Like that's what I do because I don't give a fuck.
That's what I do too. That and Camel Crusher.
I don't know about the what's Camel Crusher. Is it just like
It's
another
like
distorter?
yeah, it's like a freeware VST. Like I swear, like I use it on every Master Effects bus. Like it destroys recordings. Like do you know Five Star Hotel,
No.
the producer? You might fuck with her stuff. It's like really noisy, like EDM trap, like just red line distortion. But like yeah, I feel like she uses the Camel Crusher plugin for sure.
Yeah, I need to look into that shit. Um, Now could you talk about any new music that you're gonna be releasing or any new videos before we wrap this up?
I got a tape coming out on Halloween called Vultures Ate My Dead Ass Up, which is a Wesley Willis song. Um it's like it's got all the DR 660 machines, the DR 770 on it, but it's like it's going back to doing stuff in FL Studio like how I used to, so it's kind of combining like the tape shit or the old school hardware shit, basically syncing it up with MIDI through my computer. It's got a lot of guitar. I would say that well, I've been on a fucking really big, like massive new metal kick. So it's kind of like new metal over the top of funk music, like super short, catchy songs. I've been jokingly calling it TikTok rap because that's kind of what I'm going for, like Freddie Dredd type of shit, but just
Yeah.
way funnier, way catchier, way more like rock influence than that. I got a full visual album, like all videos that I put together with Cerberus Click called Unreal Engine. And then like the joke is that it's a guy wrenching on like a really crazy looking car. So it's like Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I just dropped a bunch of shit on SoundCloud, a bunch of random mixes of like unreleased tracks, some house shit, some hardware beats, some of the shit that's been in the videos. I don't have any videos in the works, but I have some ideas. I kind of want to do like I kind of want to just do some more where I'm just making beats, like instead of focusing on like some type of tutorial aspect, just fucking making beats and being like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. I fuck with that.
Um,
I'd watch that.
that's kind of what the Dark Trap one was. I don't even know why I called it that because that song doesn't even sound like Dark Trap.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Like, I honestly just watch like you make beats and shit because I really like. I just like the way you make those videos. So like, I would say, yeah, do that shit. Just make like a full on like beat sesh fucking show
Hell
or
yeah.
some shit. You feel me? But
I had a lot of fun doing the doing like covering a
yeah.
it wasn't Manson Family, but it was Maceo, the producer. It was one of his beats, and I like covered it on the DR5, and that was a fucking lot of fun. And like that would be kind of cool to like nobody in rap music does cover albums. Like I want to get a bunch of producers to like cover Memphis rap beats and like do a fucking cover compilation,
That's a good
like
idea. No,
some
that's
bar band type shit.
yeah. I would listen to that. Yeah, I fuck with that. Like a fucking like accurate remake of like fucking Gankin' Fools. That would not be that hard, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that shit would take 2 seconds. But no offense, Shawty Pimp. But thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And links in the description to your channel and shit. And thanks again.
Yeah, for sure. I had a good time. It was cool chatting with you.
Alright. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.